Hello and welcome back to Assetto Corsa Competizione, the official Blank Plane GT series game. You joined me again in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3, of course, but the reason you joined me in this one day after the other, is because I want to make a point about something, and that is how much a setup does improve your driving and improve your skills. Now, I did mention in the first part of this, where I was talking about setup, that I don't like this Lamborghini. I haven't in the other Assetto Corsa, or the original Assetto Corsa. I never liked it then. I still don't like it now. I'm not a fan of the Lamborghini. I'm not a fan of the Lamborghini GT3 car. I just don't like it at all. But that being said, I did say that I was going to try and get myself some faster lap times, and so I am going to show you the faster lap time. Now, this is the setup. I've done another hour or so of setup practice, maybe 45 minutes of setup practice. So you can see that's the setup there. See it right there. There's everything. Okay, and like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put on, we'll put in 30 laps of fuel, and we are going to be doing some hot lapping. So for the next 20 odd minutes, we'll do 10 laps, I think. I'm just going to hot lap one lap after another, and we're going to see if I can start getting this car going faster and faster and faster on this current setup. So roll the intro. Okay, so here we are, ready to go again with the heavy steering wheel. Now, what I've done is I've actually got the speedometer and everything up, and hopefully that should help you guys see how I'm driving and everything that I'm putting through on it. So we should see what will happen, and let's see how fast I can actually go. So obviously, now that the car is set up more or less how I want it, I should be able to get a faster lap time. Now, we started with what? A 2 minutes, what was it? A 2 minutes 2? Was it a 2 minutes 2 or 2 minutes 1 is what we started with originally. So we're looking to naturally, in the last video, at the end of the last video, we just broke into the 159. So the task here is to use this setup, and I have, as I said, done a couple more changes, a little bit more camber, and a few other changes. I think I've actually changed a couple of things on the bump settings, on the rebound settings or something like that. I think I may have changed a little bit on that. But we're now going to be looking at this. The force feedback, as you can see, is kind of strong. Unfortunately, I haven't got around to sorting that out. The gain needs to come down a little bit. But we're going to be using that to our advantage, that setup, and we're going to see how fast we can get. Now, in all honesty, I think with my driving, I have said I'm not the greatest driver, I'm not the fastest driver. I think it's going to be possible for me, maybe not in this video, but I think with this setup, whoa, that was a stutter. I think with this setup, I think a low 157 is actually possible. That's what I think is possible with this setup for me. As I said, not the fastest driver, but what I'm going to aim for in this video is to be consistently, if I can, consistently be in the 158s. So here we go. We'll start off nice and slow, as you would expect. Where does it tell me what lap I'm on? Oh, so we're going to do 9 laps, because that should go to lap 1? No, it doesn't. Okay. So one of the problems I have is this first corner. I know I get this wrong, so that is something that I need to look at. But as you can see, the car is so pointy and so much more usable. Now, somebody said to me, they left a comment saying they think in Assetto Corsa Competizione the curbs really seem to slow me down because they were slowing him down, or her down. I think it was a him. So yes, they do actually slow you down, certain ones. I have noticed that for myself. The Michael Schumacher S, the curb on that really slows you down. So that is something that you need to be aware of. But what I've done is I've tried to make some adjustments to the suspension settings to try and get this car easier to turn, easier to rotate, and of course then easier to catch when it goes wrong. So I'm hoping that helps on certain corners. Why have I got lag? So we'll slowly be gaining speed, as I said. We probably will have to pit and restart at some point, probably 5 laps in or something. And at that point, maybe I'll make a slight adjustment or something like that. I'm not too sure. In fact, I think a slight adjustment might help us. But as you can see, I've dialed out most of the understeer, and I've definitely got this car further on or more on edge. And I know, was it Leo? You said that it sounds a bit odd me saying that the car's more on edge, and that's better. It's just the thing is, it's just nicer on edge, because when a car's on edge, you know that you're driving it. You can drive it to the limit, and that's what I meant by on edge. Not that it's completely skittish or something like that, which of course there you saw that it is. I meant more so that it's tending towards oversteer as opposed to understeer. Now understeer makes the car naturally more stable, but it means that the car is not going to be quite as fast. It's always going to wash out in the corners. You're always going to be waiting, as I said, to pick up the throttle, which is something you don't want to be doing. So with that gone, this is what we're left with, and this is a car that is more aggressive, and it's a lot more fun to mess around with. So we're going to see what kind of lap time we get out of this. As I said, I'm just driving this to see how it pans out. At the moment we're about 1.5 seconds up from a very pedestrian lap time now. So that was our first lap time we did, I think, or close to the first lap time we did the first time. So now we're really going to start to see if we can increase and reduce that lap time, increase our pace, reduce the lap time. That was a really bad corner. So this lap, I'm hoping, gets us into the 159s, and then we'll see what happens after that. Oh, that was too early on the brakes. Too early on the brakes there. Oh, you can just hear. You can hear my steering wheel rattling. There we go, 159.7. So if we can improve this first corner, if we can figure out how to really improve upon that, that might be better for us if we can do something there. And even here, if we can improve the entry into this, which I think maybe we've improved somewhat, and then the exit out of that is poor. That's a poor exit. That's a really poor exit. So much for improving that. That was poor. That's really gone wrong. But we're already into the 159s. The thing is that I'm looking at this, and we, without too much effort, you know, coming back into this, I haven't played it. I've just got back in just now. But we're already into the 159s, and that's saying something. That the car is easily wanting to do that 159 now, as opposed to before, where it was more of a struggle to get that car into the 159s. I need to try and improve that. That corner I'm looking to improve. This has been a scruffy lap. This lap's been very scruffy. So the other thing I need to do is maybe stay a little bit quieter. So I'm not focusing too much on talking, and I'm focusing more on actually driving the car. Which of course would really help. Alright, let's see what we can do now. Cut that in a little bit closer. Maybe stick on this side this time. There we go. Oh, didn't catch that close enough actually. That was not a good enough corner. Although that one's been caught better. Little bit of an oversteer there. You just caught me catching the slide, the snap there. I still think third is good through this, and then maybe hard on the brakes, turn it in and accelerate out smoothly. Still not as fast as my first lap. Maybe I'm just thinking about it too much now. That felt kind of nicer, but again, still not as fast. That was better. So we're getting to the Schumacher S somewhat better now. Let's try and get this corner a little bit better. There we go. That's a 10th. Almost 2 tenths. So it's all about just hooking the lap up, getting practice. Obviously, I still need to get more practice driving these cars, but I'm starting to get a little bit more used to them as I go very, very wayward. But look at the lap time. I think that's the fastest I've done on... I think that's the fastest I've done on video. So now we go even faster. So now we just figure out where we can go even faster. Maybe here, this time we go a little bit, there we go. Cut it in a little bit more and then accelerate out. On the brakes, back in. Nice and tight. Like that, there we go. Oh, still losing time there. Lost about 400ths. In we go. Like that. Time to gain some time. And let's try getting this one a little bit better. That's not too bad. Schumacher S, turn it in nicely. Still washed out a little bit. Just washed out just a little. That was smoother through there. And smoother through there. Although that was a slower exit, unfortunately. But still, now we're heading towards the 58s, as you can see. He says as he brakes too early for the chicane and ends up messing up his lap. Still faster.
Personal fastest lap.
Progress, still making progress. It's 3 tenths up there somehow. Keep it tight on this side. Let it open up for this one. There we go. Does that help us? A little. Not a lot though. Pumping the brakes slightly there. Oh, we're still okay. We're about 2 tenths up now. That was a good roll. 3 tenths up, 2.5 actually. off the accelerator, then hard down again. See, the problem with that corner is I'm getting on the throttle just a little too early there, and that's causing the car to push out. Now, if I wanted to, maybe there would be a way to improve that, but I don't know just yet what possible way there is to improve that. Keep it tight and then accelerate out. Let's see what the time is now. 1:58.7.
Well done, mate. That's not best.
So as you can see, I am now starting to really pick up the pace here. So let's see if there's a way to further improve that. Maybe just by catching... No, see, that's a bad entry. But can we get a better exit? No, we can't. Better entry into this. Nope. I was still not too far down, and that's a good sign, saying that we're not too far off, because that means that we're starting to be comfortable with this setup, and there is an opportunity maybe to go a little bit more aggressive at some point. I feel like I'm still losing a lot of time in sector 1, and I think that's something that a lot of you guys, if you're watching, will be able to see quite easily. How much time I'm losing in sector 1. This has been a much slower lap overall. I can feel that I'm not on the limit as much at all. And you can sort of feel it as well. When you're not on the limit, you sort of do feel that you're no longer on the limit, which is interesting. And that's something that's a good feeling as well in the car, knowing that when you're close to the limit and not on the limit. Opening up that as much as I can. Trying to brake just a little bit later for that one. Seeing if there's anything we can claw back here. The brakes are really good now. Bit of a slide. Alright. See, I would say I'd put this in first, but I'm not sure first is going to help us here, in all honesty. I just don't think first is going to be able to help us. Big slide there. That's a little bit better. As I said, I know that this setup could do a 57. I just need to get enough practice in it. I'm almost certain of it. And it's really just getting the line down. This is not a track that I used to do a lot of laps at, ever actually. This is probably the most laps I've ever done around this particular track. It's just never been a track that I've wanted to do lots of laps at. I always prefer the Nordschleifer over this. And so that's always been my go-to. And then for other ones it's been Silverstone, Catalonia, tracks like that. That's a poor exit. See, I think maybe I need to slow down the car just a little bit more through those corners and see what we can do. Okay. Still in the 58s, but that's low fuel pressure. That's fine. We'll make this our last lap then, maybe. It's probably not going to be the best lap, but it's okay. Let's try and just claw back something. Work on something that gives us some speed. Still some understeer through that. On throttle though, so obviously that just means maybe I've got to pick up the throttle a little bit later. That's a really bad exit though. Everything that we just gained, that's a bad exit. So we may have been about 3/10 up, but that exit just ruined everything. Let's just see what we can do. Slightly later into this corner. Let the car roll out a little bit more. Slightly in the green, but immediately back towards the red. Come on. There we go. Just feathering the throttle a little bit there. Okay. Is this going to be a slightly faster lap? It could be. I still think that I can get this faster still, but as I said, I just need more practice than I currently have. Currently I don't have that right amount of practice. And I think I may have ruined it there. I may have really ruined it there. Let's do one more. I'm probably going to run out of fuel, but let's quickly do one more. Let's just try seeing anything that we can gain through any of this. Cut this tight. There we go. That allows us to open this up a little bit more. That gives us 2/10. Allows us to open this up a little bit. Still late on this one. There we go. Aiming straight for the curb. That's going to slow us down. I couldn't get on the throttle enough there, which was awkward. And that's really going to slow us down. And there we go, I'm now out of fuel. I'm out of fuel. Well, that's where we're going to end. I tell you what we'll do is we should probably go to the replay to end this video. And let's have a look at some of the replay as I do my outro. So there you go, I managed to get that into the 158. Obviously I wish I could have got that lower. I think it is possible. In fact, I know it's possible to get it faster. And I'm probably going to work on that. Maybe if I give myself another hour or two of practice, I'm sure I can get this into the 57s and then towards the 56s. I think the fastest lap time somebody's done is a 54. Obviously, incredibly talented people. But anyway, that's where I am going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa Competizione through its early access program. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing me progress and get faster and adjust my lines and actually start working on this, actually start putting a lap together. Like I said, still not very fast, but I am getting faster, nice and slowly. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively, massively appreciated. Also, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ecgadget and on social media, that is Twitter and Instagram at ecgadgetlp. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in Assetto Corsa Competizione.